welcome to my second game of Sharp Practice. This will be the next part of the continuing saga of the Bluegrass, the battle for the Bluegrass Campaign. Last battle, the Confederacy under Colonel Clarence Willard Hatfield III defeated the Union force. They were able to drive into the heart of the territory. We're going to say there was a monastery nearby that the brothers were kind of into making bourbon. That's kind of a real thing. There's several monasteries near the town of Bardstown, still in Kentucky, there where there is some bourbon made. And yeah, so now they're Hatfield's actually confiscated some bourbon. He's taken it back to his lines, and they're in this wagon. And he's got let's say we'll take a Monty Python little thing. He's got Brother Maynard with him, so he's going to serve as a holy man in the cart. The cart is full. I didn't have any scattered terrain, basically, of barrels. That'd have been kind of cool to have. I'll have to look for those on eBay or something like that, or Etsy. It's got all the bourbon in there. They're basically the wagon is going to be attached to leader number one, who's going to be Hatfield, Colonel Hatfield, and that's him right there. So when his card moves, the wagon will move along with him. The objective for the Confederates are to basically get off the road on either one of those. This is one of the it's kind of a hybrid mix of one of the scenarios taken out of the rule book, where it's basically escort duty. So that's what we got going on. We'll go over some terrain, and I'm going to try to stop my phone from beeping here. 1 second. We've got some hills and some woods, of course, over here to the right. Got the two bridges back there. We have the impassable river that can only be crossed by the two bridges, which will make it a lot of fun and probably impossible. We've got a farmhouse with a barn. Lots and lots of windows out front for skirmishers to get into that building and just unload from heavy cover. The fields have both got either stone walls or bushes around them, so there'd be the lighter, heavy cover for that. The house has got a wooden fence in front of it at the intersection. There's another field beyond the farmhouse. So it's Confederacy's gonna have a hard time. I didn't make it easy for them. I don't think any of these escort missions go fantastically well. This one will be probably no exception. They'll probably just get murdered out here in the open field. But we're gonna have a blast doing it. And I'm hoping, knock on wood, we will get some hand-to-hand, because I didn't get a chance to do that last game. So we'll see. The Confederacy, I had some struggles getting the Union out of column last game, so I didn't want to condemn them to instant death stuck in column. I put them in attack column. And then also I got some great feedback for tactics to use my skirmishers better. So I've got a skirmish screen straight out of General Desarmés out in front of the lead attack column of the Confederacy going down the hill. Get a look at the terrain from the other side. There's the homes, there's the farm, there's the bridges. There's the Confederates. Brother Maynard. He loves his bourbon. He's taking it to, he's going to try to save these guys' souls and kill their livers. That's his mission. And then there is one, the smaller Confederate line with two groups of 8. They are actually in line formation top of the hill. So Colonel Hatfield has deployed one of his units suspecting an ambush, and also sent out his skirmish screens. So they're like, he's walking into this valley and he's like, I don't know about this. So I'm also planning on changing the buildings a little bit after this game, and I'm going to repeat the exact same thing and bring back like Brother Maynard's grandfather and have a game of infamy as one of those basically those forces will battle, as one of them will get stuck with trying to escort the Bourbon, or I guess we'll do mead for the medieval times, and get that off the wagon, get that off the road. Yeah, they need to get off the wagon. All right, they're gonna fall off the wagon. And I think that's it. Got some hills out here, nothing too exciting. A little less tide on this one. I don't, when guys were getting slaughtered last game, they had the luxury of kind of ducking behind hills, all except for, I think Major, Major Jameson Kurt, he got caught out in that corner there. He couldn't really have anywhere to hide. He tried, though. He just didn't get enough movement. But I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of that going on in this one, because they've got their objective. They got to get across this whole board, and they've got to get the wagon back to the rebel side. All right, so we'll show the forces. We'll play a little bit of My Old Kentucky Home as usual, and then we will do force morale and get the sucker going. Same deck as last time. Everything will be the same. Same forces. These commanders will show, even if they get killed, they're going to come back to life miraculously to fight again the next time. We're not going to wipe them out like I do in the Infamy campaign. And yeah, we'll see you in a minute. Just another view of the valley from over here. I didn't really show it, so it's going to be brutal. All right, roll the My Kentucky Home. It's and the Derby's this weekend, so the Kentucky Derby, please enjoy that. I hope it's good. I think it's going to be look for the mudders. It's going to be well, I guess the field's been pretty badly depleted with horses getting removed from the field, so I don't know how many horses are going to be running. But hopefully it's a good race, and everybody's no one gets, the horses get hurt anymore than they already have. Received this in the mail today. And I also ordered an extra sprue from the sprue dude who's on eBay. That guy I know he's not too far from me, but he does a great job of getting stuff in the mail and getting it to you quick. Highly recommend him. But we'll have 4 cannons in the next one, so we're going to see how brutal that is. I think I'm going to go all with the 10-pound parrots for both sides. So yeah, that's going to be savage. The forces are +1 to this roll for force morale. Oh, that's terrible. Did forget to mention deployment points. That one up here for the Union is going to serve kind of as it's not a movable deployment point, but it's going to be for skirmishers can deploy there. So they'll be able to go right into that house and the barn and the fields, whatever they want to do. And then the other, the line forces, the regular forces of the Union, including their Zouaves, have to come in on either one of those deployment points. So that'll be up to me, but for the sake of the story, it'll be up to the Union commanders. So, all right, I think that's it. Should be a great fight. I didn't really look from this end, did I? That much. They're on top of a huge hill down there. Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be a blast. All right, let's get started. Oh, starting with Red Leader 5. Here come the Confederates. Oh, Second Lieutenant Jordan Salee, level 1 leader. Lieutenant Salee's out there on the left wing. He's going to move forward. Lieutenant Salee gets a nice 11-inch move. Not too far off from the farmhouse. Oh, it's coming up red. First Lieutenant Keith Masters and the Zouaves. They're in formation, but they're going to peel off to the right of the main group. Probably had some confusion in that move. They're like, you want us to pass you up? What? So only a 4-inch move, nothing too exciting. They're off the road. If Hatfield comes up before Kirk, he's probably gonna have to wait and wait his turn. They want to stay in formation. And of course, this skirmish group here is attached to Major Kirk's group, so he'll move them all together, and they're in a mixed formation. But feeling very French. Attack column with skirmishers out front. Oh, blue flag. More skirmishers. Red 7. Second Lieutenant Franco is attached to Major Kirk, so he's just sitting there. He's waiting to get some orders from the big guy behind him. Red flag. All right, the Union's showing up. Blue leader 5. Second Lieutenant Daniel Potter with his skirmish group, level 1 leader. Second Lieutenant Potter has deployed off the special deployment point. I'm saying deployed like 16 times in a sentence doesn't make it any better. They're up on the second floor of the farmhouse, and they've got windows like galore. And they're going to unload. So they're going to deploy and fire and be unloaded. They're going to fire on that skirmish group that just moved. Skirmish group, and that's what they get. Gunfire, baby. Not fun. Union cooking on these guys. It's going to really violate their house insurance policy, homeowners insurance policy. Well, look, they got 7 shots. I'll measure the range real quick. Be 7 shots at effective range, needing 3, 4, 5s, and 6s due to first fire and skirmishers at effective range. Oh. They could nail the 5 hits. They are in light cover being skirmishers. They get that one above. Holy cow, they get murdered. 3 dead and 2 shock? 1 shock. Oh, sorry, my camera. Look down to see how many dice I'd hit with. 1 shock and 3 dead, and a chance that Potter's hit on a 1, 2, or 3. Union looking for some revenge. Potter's command cut in half immediately. Oh, brutal. We're at 6. Second Lieutenant Nicholas Turpin, level 1 leader with his skirmishers. They're going to help their comrades out, at least try. They're going to move forward and try to put some rounds down on that farmhouse. Turpin's boys moving to the trees. Long range shot at the Union skirmishers on the second floor. First fire. +1 for skirmishers at long range. These boys will be unloaded, needing 4, 5s, and 6s to hit them in hard cover. 7 shots. Well, Turpin boys can shoot. Got 6 hits on the Union infantry up in that building. We take a 1 dead and 1 shock on a 1 Potter's drilled through a window. Red leader 4. Captain Chris Cassagne and his 2 groups of 8 infantry. Chris is going to move his boys forward and then fire. They are going to move forward and fire and be unloaded. I think they'll be they do only in their first shot they get a controlled volley, so that's going to go out the wayside. These boys will be uncontrolled after this next time they shoot. Well, they're probably uncontrolled now if the rules are right. So I'll mark them uncontrolled and unloaded. Since they are firing at an elevated target, I'll let them get away with it. I'm not sure, these arcs and stuff, I'm not sure if that's cool, especially with muskets, but they are elevated, so here we go. 18 shots. First fire. Long range, 5s and 6s. Did you see all those 5s and 6s? Wow. 8 hits. Hammering away on that building. They're saving in hard cover still. It might do nothing, but it's pretty nice. They got 8 chances. So those boys just hammer the hell out of the building, but they only do 1 shock to the unit inside. That's a well-built building. Red flag. Blue flag. We got a random event here? Nope. Blue leader 2. Major Kirk, who basically took on the entire Confederate army in the last battle, brings his 3 groups of 8 with his Union infantry along with the color party onto the battlefield, marching towards the bridge. They are in column, so let's hope they don't get trapped in that like some of the Confederate troops did last game. Oh, into the Tempest Fugit. First turn, nobody could do anything. Get a sharp practice, about it. I forgot the Confederates have units on the table already. First up, this unit under... Oh, who's commanding this? I'm having a brain fart. Major Kevin Masters, they're going to move forward. Go forward 2. They're going to run. I totally forgot they were a column on the road, so they get 2 dice anyway. Even though it was pathetic 5 inches, but there they are. These guys are going to move this however far they can go, but they aren't going to pass these guys up. They're going to stay on the road. So I'm straight up kicking butt with movement. 3 inches for those guys. Brother Maynard might be passing out the sauce a little early. All right, so that's the end of the turn. Don't throw up. Confederates are moving up ever so slowly. Got 1 unit sliced to pieces with some gunfire. Good firing by the Confederates, but they don't build them like they used to. This house is holding up to the Confederate gunfire. They're bouncing musket balls and mini balls all over that thing. And then the hero of, or the anti-hero of the last game, Major Jameson Kirk, has moved his group onto the battlefield. All right, next card. Oh, starts off with a red flag. Blue flag, excuse me. I got to remember my, who moved last. They don't have to worry about it good. I was having a panic attack there. Red leader 3. That's the Confederate Zouaves. First Lieutenant Keith Masters is going to move his light infantry forward. They've moved up. Moving a little better than some of the other Confederate infantry. All right. Oh, that was quick. Same force morale. Guess it doesn't really matter. Union's gonna have Major Kirk move his unit forward. Major's still pointing the way, wants his boys to keep it going. They're almost at the bridge. Confederates are going to have what's left of Slee's boys move out of the way and open fire at the building. What's left of Slee's boys are going to fire 3 shots at the building. I checked the range. It's probably effective range. So first fire, skirmishers from effective range. So it'll be +2, and I think it'll be 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. These boys rocked 2 hits into the building. Those shots just bounce off the walls of the building. All right, next card. Red flag, blue flag, all kinds of flags. All right, blue 7. Second Lieutenant Ethan Jones deploys his unit of 6 sharpshooters into the bottom floor of the farmhouse, and they are gonna fire and be unloaded. The Union is fully unloading out of that farmhouse. Colonel Hatfield's looking for his artillery. Hasn't been painted yet, buddy. Sorry about that. Those guys are going to fire from the bottom level into the mixed formation of Major Masters. Those shots will be just inside of effective range, so they'll be 3, 4, 5s, and 6s to hit. Four hits on Masters boys. They're going to get, with the mixed formation, they get light cover, so it'll be 1 hit per group. One of the skirmishers is going to die on a roll of 1. It'll be their second lieutenant. Second Lieutenant Franco breathes a sigh of relief as one of his guys get picked off. Front group takes 1 shock. Second group suffers a casualty. They'll lose one of their guys. And nothing happens to the third group. Red flag, move it along. Blue flag. Are you kidding me? Oh, all right. So we're all tied up. Let's just a high dice roll will determine who gets to go first. This unit's going to move forward, and the skirmishers will fire. These guys will move forward. The skirmishers lead the road. Attack column still moved up about 6 inches. They're going to fire on the house. They're going to be aiming at the top floor, but both units will they'll be able to spread it to both of them. 5 shots, first fire, +1 for skirmishing, 3, 4, 5s, and 6s against the building. Score 5 hits. They're going to put the red dice will be 3 hits on the bottom, and the 2 blue dice will be the hits on top. They take 1 shock on the unit downstairs. Top unit now will go next. They'll fire 5 shots. Actually, they're going to fire at these guys out in the open. They'll spread over the 4 units. But hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Since all these units are considered in light cover thanks to the skirmish screen, the Confederates are going to put 1 on the front skirmish screen and then 1 on the back group, 1 on the middle group. No effect on the skirmish screen. No effect on that middle group. Just got to do the last group now. And nothing on them. Skirmish screen paying off. Saved them from 2 shock there. Next up, this unit will move forward with Brother Maynard's Bourbon. That's the whole point. Get off the table anyway. They're not like knocking the doors down with turbocharged movements here, but they're keeping pace. Brother Maynard and then Colonel Hatfield and the class of 1861 from Citadel. They are coming down the mountain. All right. Next up, I think, is going to be the only guy who could move is Major Kirk is going to try to get his guys closer to the bridge. Major Kirk's on the bridge, heading off to engage the Confederacy. Hopefully, the second he gets across his bridge, he can get out of this formation, or he is in deep trouble. That skirmish screen is unloaded after they get done with their volley. Another turn. They're going quick this time. I just keep getting the Tempest Fugit quick, or the Tiffin, whatever you want to call it in this game. All right, here we go. I'm going to talk some crap so it doesn't show up right away. All right, this is going to require some reading on my part. His unit's uncontrolled right now, so he's got to try to get his boys back under control. Question is, if he doesn't get them under control and they fire a volley, this unit's now cut in front of them. So do they get affected? Will they be hit too? So yeah, that's some reading. All right, to gain control back, he needs to roll a 3, 4, 5, or a 6. They're regular troops. If he's uncontrolled, there's not a lot of rules on that, but firing on an elevated position is mentioned, so I'll let him fire on the elevated position if they remained on control with a 1 or a 2. Cassagna can't get the party under control, so these boys cack off another round at the boys in the top of the building. I'd give them extra cover, but they're already in hard cover, so there's no ultra hard cover in this game. So 18 shots hitting on 6s. Do some rules improv. They've only fired, this is their second shot. They know what unit's crossing in front of them, so they would be aiming a bit high. If it was like 3 or 4 shots, that would be like Smoke City. So they are gonna, I'm gonna say they can only hit the top floor. They got 2 hits, so I'm putting them both up there. And please feel free to tell me I'm wrong, but that's just how I'm interpreting it. Bang stuff off the roof, no damage at all, so no harm, no foul. Ooh. Blue leader 2 is Major Kirk. He's got no flags to come out of that formation. He's going to move forward. Major Kirk's over the battlefield with that monstrous move. You better get out of this formation, that's all I can say. He's up on line. Got to get out of there. Blue flag. Ooh. There we go. We get some reinforcements. First Lieutenant Anthony Morgan, 2 groups of 8 Union Zouaves. First Lieutenant Morgan brings in his Zouaves on the other side of the battlefield. Looking sharp. I like the way these guys came out, actually. Blue flag action. Red flag action. Random event, what do you think? Nope. The old Red Leader 5. Ooh, it's the Jordanson Lee boys behind the trees. They're just gonna fire. They got 3, 4 shots at the building, trying to do some damage. On 4, 5s, and 6s. They score 4 hits. 2 reds up top, 2 blues down on the bottom. Alright, a little bit more combat effective. Each one of those floors gets a shock. The boys on the second floor have 3 shock now. The boys downstairs have 1. Check that. Guys downstairs have 2 shock. 3 up top, 2 down below. So these boys will be unloaded again. Their blue flag. Red flag. Not red flag, sorry, I can't even, I'm having problems. Red leader 3, that's actually the Zouaves. First Lieutenant Keith Master is going to move his unit forward. Does have a 2, could do drill, but probably need those drill cards that are on the table right now for these other two units. As Wasps continue the slow advance that the Confederates seem to be sticking to so far this game. Not moving very fast at all. Got a long way to go. And the red flag. Ooh. Blue leader 4. Captain Greg Allen and his 2 groups of 8 Union line going to come on over here on this deployment point. Major Allen marches onto the battlefield. He's looking for some payback. Last battle, he just popped up onto a hill and presented his unit and then just got wailed on and then had to retreat and then was never seen again. All right, red 7. That's Second Lieutenant Franco. He is attached to this unit because they got that mixed formation. He's going to go ahead and pull a shock off the front unit. Blue flags. Oh, that's 4 flags. All right, I'm going to take a calculated risk. I really need some of those flags to get guys out of these columns they're stuck in. So I'm going to go ahead and hold off. Tiffin will probably be the next card, or Tempest Fugit. Get totally hosed. Gosh, I hate myself. Just kidding. Union's going to go first. They're going to fire one of their units from the top of the farmhouse. They're going to fire at the mixed formation. They do have 3 shock. You get 4 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. They didn't take a lot of time to aim there. Just shoot. It's like the 4th of July. Those rounds go everywhere. Nothing hits the target. Federals just going to go with another uncontrolled volley here. What the heck? Just blast away. Federals. That's Confederates. I'm sorry. Boys were hitting on 6s. So they just get 1 hit out of all those shots. They blast away and just pound the building with mini ball rounds. No damage to anybody inside. Up 6 shots out of the bottom at the same formation, hitting on 5s and 6s. It'll be 5 shots because they have 2 shock. They get 4 hits with 4 groups. We'll just pick 4 dice and roll it out. These guys are in light cover with the skirmish screen. Using that as a key to say how they go from front to back. So the red will be the skirmishers. The middle group of the formation will take 1 shock. That was some nice shooting. Yeah, right. Last flag from the Confederates, and the last of a turn because the Union doesn't have anything left. They only there's only 2 units that could do anything. They could choose to move this unit, but they're not going to. They're going to advance, and the skirmishers will fire and stay unloaded. The attack column moves forward. Skirmishers are going to fire 5 shots. Be unloaded. Sorry, just 4 shots. Needing 4, 5s, and 6s. Union chooses to put 2 hits on the bottom floor and 1 on the top. Shock downstairs. At the end of the turn, just as a recap, we've got 2 different Union line units coming in on the board off deployment points. Got a large Union formation over here across the bridge, led by Major Kirk. 2 groups of Union skirmishers have occupied the farmhouse and are just blasting away. Shock's mounting up a little bit, but they're still combat effective. The Confederacy has kind of made a little base of fire, and they're making an advance with an attack column with a skirmish line in front of it. And then the main rebel formation along with Brother Maynard's Bourbon, all important Bourbon, are coming down the road, still pretty far back. And then this unit is under Captain Cassagne. You're completely out of control and just blasting away like it's 1999. You like that little Prince reference? There you go, buddy. You don't get that on every channel. The old blue flag, the old red flag. Who moved last? I can't remember. But I'm going to have to figure it out real quick. I actually do know. We'll do a random event. It'll be a firing event. Major Kevin Masters hybrid mixed formation here. The old 7. That's not terrible for the Confederacy. Pile of smoke is hanging across the battlefield. They've got themselves some extra cover. Oof. It's Flag Town. Red flag. Blue leader 2. That is fabulous. He is going to deploy. He's going to use some drill. Use both of these, and then we'll see what happens after that. Major Kirk looking to be the victor. There he is, baby. Oh, come on. Oh, the American flag made it throw off the focus. Sorry. He's pointing for his boys. Follow the finger. Oh, no. He's in cover. He's going to lay down the law on these Confederates. These rebels about to take some. Oh, cow. I did draw a imaginary line here on the front of the rebels. They are in the front sector. It's close, but most of the unit is not in the flank. When they advance any farther, they're going to get splattered. But right now, it's a frontal shot. They're going to present, fire, and be unloaded. Oh, the palace smoke is not in effect. They will get the skirmish screen because they're in the front arc. But that's about it. They'll get light cover from getting nailed. 27 shots, needing 3, 4, 5s, and 6s because of the present and the first fire. Good luck, Johnny Reb. 19 hits, so 5 on the skirmishers, 5 on the rear group, 5 on the center group, and 4 on the front, as long as my math's all right. And those guys are all in light cover. They take a dead and a shock. Wasn't a good volley. Just 1 shock on the front group. Confederates are lucking out so far. They take 1 shock in the center. The rear groups now see if they get all the luck. And I owe the Confederacy 1 shot. I've lost track of one of their skirmishers got mixed in with the other unit, so oh well. Rear group takes 3 shock and a dead, so they got left side of the Union line was on target. They got to teach the rest of the guys. 1 shock in the front group, in the skirmish group. 1 shock there, 2 shock there, 3 shock there. You're a shock there, a shock everywhere, a shock. Blue leader 6, the skirmish group. Second Lieutenant Douglas Carmichael brings in his skirmish group to the left of the farmhouse behind the fence. They're going to unload through the palace smoke into that unit. Anyone they shoot at basically is going to be in hard cover with these skirmishers, so they're just going to try to wear these guys out. 7 shots hitting 3, 4, 5s, and 6s with skirmish fire from effective range and first fire. If I remember correctly from the end of the last game, Doug's guys were firing a little bit cold. They didn't get much range time. So 2 hits. They'll take 1 on the skirmishers and 1 on the middle group. They're in hard cover with the palace smoke, so that's a miss on them. See on the middle group. All right. Blue 5, Second Lieutenant Potter. Potter wishes he had some flags to work with, but he goes down from 3 to 2 shock. That's all he's able to do with his one command. Oh, that's huge. Major Masters is going to use the 2 flags to do drill and get his guys out of this mixed formation. Use one command to break off the skirmishers. And then, then he'll another command to pull a shock. And then the third command will command the line formation to present and fire. Major Master's got his guys in line. Skirmishers are detached, kind of peeled off behind the cover over there. The line is going to be first fire, effective range, presented, but firing through a pile of smoke. I'll have to add all that up and get back with you. The skirmishers are going to fire and unload. Going to load, fire, and be unloaded. And they might actually shoot. They'll shoot it. Now they'll shoot at this line down here. Might as well put some hurt on them. Otherwise, you got to spread it over 3 units here in hard cover. All right, so we got 5 shots firing at the Union behind a stone wall. It's hard cover. Sorry, guys. Hitting 5s and 6s to hit. Two hits. Major Kirk puts us on his left and his right groups. No effect on the left group. Trooper right in front of him gets shot in the head. He goes down. 23 shots hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s into this, basically these 3 units. $16 hits split between the 3 Union skirmish groups. The guys in the house will both take 5, and then Doug's the lucky man. Last of the party takes 6 hits. Doug takes a dead and a shock. Ethan Jones's boys on the first floor take 1 shock. Potter's boy on the second floor, they take 2 dead. Chance for on a 1, it's Potter. Second Lieutenant Dan Potter gets nailed. See what kind of wound he gets. Bad thing for level 1 leader wounded. No effect. And Potter's now a level 0 leader, which is going to make things fun. Got to operate on flags. Next up, oh dang, Big Daddy. Clarence Hatfield. Moving his formation forward with the brother Maynard. They're going to stick to the road, 2d6. The Citadel's graduating class of 1861, moving forward. Brother Maynard's determined to get his bourbon back to where the boys can drink it. Heck of a good fight so far. It's going to be a tough road to cross with these boys in position. The Union needs to get their other 2... I'll get that cup out there, sorry. Other 2 line formations are on the board forward. Get them into operational effective range. Confederacy could use with these guys getting under control over here. Cassagna is out of control. And then getting Morgan's Zouaves up the battlefield. Oh, another early Tempe Fuge. Oh, no cards, so that's the end of that turn. Excellent. Really, totally different game than last time. Nice. Might get some hand-to-hand. If I don't, I'll be really... I'm going to keep playing until I get hand-to-hand. Alright, starting off with a red flag this turn. Little blue flag action. Oh gosh, I don't know what happened at the end of the last one. Thank gosh. That was a day break between between turns. I didn't get a lot done yesterday. Red 6. It's Turpin's boys over in the woods over here. I think they're going to move to the right, and they're going to try to engage this Union line from the side a little bit. But it'll probably still be in the front. Turpin's boys shift over in the woods. Fire on the Union line. It's a close range shot in the front arc, needing 4, 5s, and 6s. And they will get cover. Kind of the angle these guys are shooting at. A large chunk of these guys don't have cover, so I'm going to give them light cover. Turpin's boys get 6 hits, and they will be unloaded. Be 2 on each group. Left group takes 2 shock. Do the middle group now. They take nothing. I'm going to give hard cover to this final group to the right. Both side groups both take 2 shock. Blue leader 2. Major Kirk pulled 1 shock off both side units. Flanking groups. Then he reloaded and presented. So they are ready to go. Uh-oh. Confederates. Red leader 2. That's Major Kevin Masters. He's going to... Let me think about this, actually. Major Masters is going to pull a shock off his center group and his left group, making it 1 across the board. They're just going to reload and fire. They're going to go uncontrolled after this, and they're going to fire into the farmhouse. 25 dice, needing 5s and 6s at all 3 skirmish groups. Seven hits. The Union commanders decide to protect their guys in the house more than old Doug Carmichael. He got left out in the cold. So they'll take 2 on the other 2 groups, and then is that right? Yeah, and then 3 on Doug's group. Second Lieutenant Carmichael's skirmishers, they go up to 2 with 1 extra shock from that barrage. Potter's boys on the top floor of the farmhouse go up to 3 shock with 1 extra 1. Ethan Jones' skirmishers on the basement, on the bottom floor, they have a guy killed. It's getting kind of rough over there. And they are uncontrolled and unloaded. With a big old pile of smoke. Blue flag. Ooh. Red 5. That's Salih's boys over here with 3 skirmishers left, plus Salih with 1 shock. They're going to reload and they're going to fire at the farmhouse. They're going to keep the pressure on. Be 4 shots hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Each one of the groups will get 1 hit. Oh, great shooting by those skirmishers. They get a chance for the leaders getting hit too. Carmichael's group and Jones's group are both going to lose a guy. Jones is down to 4 guys with 4 shock. Well, it's 5. 4 skirmishers plus himself. So that's where they are. And then Carmichael has got he's got 2 shock and he's got 4 skirmishers left too. I'm not sure they're going to get to they're going to contract to fix up this homestead after they're done, but this place is going to be shot to heck. Lots of bullet holes. Thank God they don't have any cannons. Be all done. Oh, Tempest Fugit again. What the Union's going to do is have Captain Allen's 2 groups of 8 move forward towards the bridge. Those boys aren't breaking the speed barrier or anything, but they move forward a little bit. Confederates are going to have First Lieutenant Morgan Zouaves move forward in their attack column. Boys are moving up on the flank a little bit, trying to threaten Major Kirk's flank. Had a little bit of a brain shutdown. And I believe the last flag the unit are going to use is to move out those Zouaves to move forward. That's First Lieutenant Keith Masters over there with the Confederacy. It's First Lieutenant Morgan is in charge of the Union Zouaves. First Lieutenant Morgan has moved his forces up onto the bridge, threatening the Confederate left. They better wake up. Blue 6. Doug's going to pull a shock, try to get his boys back combat effective. That's all he can do as a level 1 leader. Kind of wish Doug had some flags to work with. That would have been nice to have. Blue flag. That would have been really nice to work with. 2 blue flags. And then a red 4. This is big. Captain Casania has got to try to get his boys under control. He's got way too many targets in front of him. I'm going to let him hit a lot of people if he doesn't get this under control. He does! You're going to reload and move forward. Casania gets a decent move. He's getting up in there. He's trying to flank to the left a little bit. Going to try to support Major Masters on the front line here. Blue 7. Ethan Jones on the bottom of the farmhouse uses 2 flags to pull 2 shock. He's down to 2. They're going to fire and be unloaded. 4 shots. They'll lose that 1 extra shot they would have got because of 2 shock. And they're firing straight ahead into this mass. This will get scattered across those 4 groups right there. They score 4 hits, so that's each group takes a hit. The line infantry are in light cover with the pile of smoke, and then the skirmishers are in heavy cover. Nice shooting by Jones's boys. They put a shock down here on the skirmishers, a shock on the right group. Center group was untouched, and the left group has got 2 shocks. So we got 2 shock, 1 shock, 2 shock, 2 shock. There you go. Ooh, blue leader 4. Good. It's Captain Gregory Allen. Gonna urge his guys forward, see if they can get to the bridge. This unit's a little gun shy after their last combat experience. Moving forward 2 inches. Whoa, son. Slow down. Okay, here we go. 3 blue flags over there. The old red leader 3 action. That's what we want to see. That's First Lieutenant Masters. He's ready to get his boys up on line. Oh boy. Lieutenant Masters moving up, threatening the flank. Kirk better look off to his left over here. He's got a whole rebel detachment coming up on his left side. Is pointing back towards Captain Allen going, where the hell are you, buddy? You're supposed to get my left. Blue 3 of the Union Zouaves. They're going to move forward and then use 2 flags for drill to come out of formation to get on line. Major Master's got to worry about this fire now. He's got them coming from everywhere on him. 18 shots, needing 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Ten hits spread across 4 groups. First is on the left unit in Major Master's blind formation. They lose a guy. Shot right in the face. Center group, which has the color party and Major Masters in it. Totally whiffs thanks to the pile of smoke. Right-sided group. Taking a shock, they're going to go up to 3 shock. And the skirmish group loses a guy, and they go down to 3 guys plus the officer. Ooh. Oh, they actually used 2 flags. I forgot for drill. So they only have 2 left. Red flag. Red 5. That's Jordan Slee's boys. They're not going to pay attention to the... Well, they're probably going to pivot and fire this direction. They got that 180 half that skirmishers can fire. They're going to start pouring browns into the new arrivals. See if they can slow down the Zouaves. They only have 1 shock, and so they get 4 shots, hitting on 5s and 6s. Check that, 4, 5, and 6s. They do get light cover because they're not all the way up against that wall, so they're going to put 2 on the group without First Lieutenant Morgan in it. Group on the right takes 1 shock from that little skirmish fire. Blue 5. That's Second Lieutenant Potter on the 2nd floor of the farmhouse. Level 0 leader uses the 2 flags. 1 to pull 1 shock, so they go down to 2. Use the other one to load and fire with his 4 remaining skirmishers. They're going to get 5 shots, firing straight ahead through the pile of smoke. And with that 2 shock they have left, they only get 4 shots, not 5. 4 shots, needing 4, 5s, and 6s. Hitting 4 groups. One sorry butt hit, so the Confederates will put that on the skirmishers in hard cover. There's a chance Second Lieutenant Franco is killed, otherwise someone else is going to get blown away. Franco's boys are down to 3 guys with 2 shock. Red flag. Another red flag. Uh-oh. Ooh. Red leader 1. It's Big Daddy. Colonel Clarence Willard Hatfield Jr. It's going to use move forward and do 2 points of drill to change formation. We are online. Brother Maynard's back there blessing the mini balls. They're going to blast away here in a minute. They're ready to go. Woo! Right, this turn's getting pretty crazy. Union's out of flags. They burned everything. Rebels have got 1 left. And here we go again. Oh, now they got 2. We're gonna hold off doing the. Oh gosh, will there be a random event for Colonel Hatfield? No. Oh no. It's Major Kevin Masters. Major Masters pulls a shock on the far left group, pulls a shock on the far right group. Now he's got one shock, two shocks. He's unloaded, he's uncontrolled, and he's going to try to bring these boys under control here. To be honest with you, why bother? He's just going to fire straight ahead anyway. So he just lets them load and fire again and stay uncontrolled. 23 shots going straight ahead into these three skirmish groups needing 5s and 6s. Those boys definitely overperformed. 10 hits into those three skirmish units. They'll do 3, 3, and 4 again. Poor Dougie Fresh is stuck out there in the open, getting a shorthand. Heavy cover for all the Union skirmishers. Carmichael's boys take 2 more shock. They've got 5 guys with 3 shock. The other 2 skirmish groups, Jones's and Potter's, both lose a man. Jones has 4 guys with 2 shock, and Potter has 4 guys with 2 shock as well. Uh-oh. Union striking back. Blue 2 action is You're and My Best Friend, Major Jameson Kirk. His boys are presented. He is screaming for more coffee. Gotta know him. Drinks a lot of coffee. And they friggin' unload and reload. He also pulls 2 shock. This is literally going to hit 7 groups. Oh well. 26 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. Alright, I might have underperformed a little bit there. 12 hits. First 2 shots are hitting a skirmish group in heavy cover. That's a big miss. Second 2 shots onto this far left group with light cover. That's nothing. 2 on the center group that includes the Color Party and Major Masters. They take a shock and a dead. We'll go on to 2 shots onto the far right group here. That group takes a shock and goes up to 3. We got the last group of 2 is going to be on this left group of Colonel Hatfield's graduating class of 1861. Those boys take 1 shock. Then we've got 1 dice on each one of these last 2 groups. The center of the formation also takes a shock. Uh-oh. 4 flags. They're going to activate Colonel Hatfield one more time for the bonus. Oh, those boys are presented. First fire, firing it right back at Major Kirk's boys, who are in heavy cover against that wall. 28 shots hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6. Those boys will fire and reload since they were already presented. They get nailed with a ton of hits, but they are in heavy cover, so it should help them out a bunch. And here we go again. It's Major Kirk holding the line, and Colonel Alexander's nowhere to be seen. Group on the left takes a dead. Group in the center takes a dead and 2 shock. Group on the right gets hammered with 2 more dead and 3 shock. His command is disintegrating. That coffee better get here soon. Come on, boys. Brother Maynard's going to hand out some bourbon early, these boys. That's some great shooting down there. Some South Carolina's best. Blasted them. Oh, sad face. Where the heck is Colonel Pierce? I'll make sure. Is his card even in here? Oh, there it is, the bottom one. Yeah, you weren't coming anytime soon, boy. That's the end of that turn. You got Captain Cassagna in the back here. The two big Confederate line groups lined up, just hammering away. Got a skirmish groups kind of strategically placed all over the place. The Zouaves actually arrived on the field. Union skirmishers are holding on. They've been holding on for a while. They're taking some casualties. You've got the Confederate Zouaves making a flanking run. And then you've got the big the big Union line getting hammered, but with an exposed flank and no support. Captain Allen maybe using some edibles back there, going slow, doesn't want any part of this battle so far. And then don't even get me started on our commanding officer. Where the heck is he? I'm trying to pan slow so you don't throw up, but he is 50 miles down the line here. He's still sitting here. They're over there. He's doing some close order drill out in the parking lot, trying to get these boys to march real good, but he is nowhere near the battlefield yet. Starting off with a blue flag. Another blue flag. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what happened last turn. Thank God. Oh my God, you serious? It's Big Daddy. Blue leader 1. Colonel William Alexander Pierce showing up like he owns the place. All right. Better late than never. He's almost at the bridge. Just because he's got so many guys in his formation. March column on the road. Heading to battle. Red leader 4. That's Captain Cassagna. He's going to continue to move to the left. He's going to run and take a point of shock with his troops and then pull off one of those shock. Cassagna's 2 groups of 8 are moving up onto the Confederate left flank. Try to seal it before the Pierce can get into place. Also to check the Zouaves under First Lieutenant Morgan. Oh, that's 3 flags for the Union. That's great. Confederates gets their first flag. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's my boy. That's Captain Allen, who's been scared to move. He will move again. He's going to run and take a shock on one group. Well, both groups will take a shock, and then he will pull one of those shock. So he'll get 3 dice since he's on the road in march column. Now you have to wonder if Captain Allen's boys are just waiting on Colonel Pierce to arrive on the battlefield. He's over there. All right. That's got to make Major Kirk feel a little better. Got some reinforcements coming. All right. Red leader 6. It's Turpin's boys in the woods. They're going to fire 7 shots at effective range against Morgan's forces. Actually, I think it's actually close range, so sorry about that. So it's still the same thing because they lose the +1 for the being skirmishers at effective and long range. So it's 4, 5s, and 6s, 7 dice. Score 3 hits. That'll be light cover on the first 2 groups, and then the last group will get hard cover. They put a point of shock on the left group and the center group, so we got 1, 3, and 3 for shock on these guys. Ooh, blue flag. That could be bonus time. Going to use that 4 flags to activate Major Kirk's formation. He's going to pull 2 shocks. It's going to come down to 2 on the center and 2 on the right, and then he's going to fire a volley straight ahead. He's loaded, so he will present and fire and be unloaded. 21 shots needing 4 5s or 6s into basically 7 groups. Each group will take a hit. They'll put the one bad hit on. Actually, no, they have this unit's in the open, so the Union is going to pick to put 2 shots on these guys on the left. So the Union ends up killing. First of all, the shooting sucked. One guy on the far right side of this formation, and then they put a shock on that unit as well. Then they put 2 shock up here. So these guys are like 3, 3, and 2. So not the best shooting, but oh well. Second red flag. Third red flag. Uh-oh. Oh, that'll be 3 flags in a row. Firing event for Major Kirk's gentlemen. Three rounds a minute. All right. Major Kirk's guys will no longer be unloaded. They will reload their muskets. Can't beat that, man. Woohoo! Union doing some good things over there. Uh-oh. Red Leader 3. First Lieutenant Masters and his Zouaves. We're going to move forward and possibly use the 2 dice, the 2 flags to change formation. See how far they get. Oh, this is going to straight up suck. They do use the 2 flags to perform drill, change into line. They are on the flank of Major Kirk's formation. They're going to present and fire at close range. Being light infantry, they get a +1 on top of that too. So this is going to be pretty horrific. Anything but into the flank. Oh, no bueno. 18 shots. Three butts, so 15 hits, no cover, doubling shock. So they take 3 dead and 9 shock, which is scattered over the groups. This far right formation is sliced and diced. They're down to 3 guys with 4 shock. They do an involuntary withdrawal of 1 inch, breaking the formation, and that's a bad thing. Oh. Once again, Major Kirk in the thick of it, trying to fight off half the dang Confederate army by himself. Here's the bad thing for the formation breaking. That's just a -1, so they're down to 8. Confederates are still at 9. Blue 5. That's Second Lieutenant Potter in the top floor of the farmhouse. He's level 0 leader. No flags available, so he's just going to sit there and contemplate the book he's going to write after this war. Oh no, Big Daddy. Red 1. Colonel Hatfield's going to pull 1 shock of each one of those units. He's going to present and fire right into the remains of this unit and be unloaded. 27 shots, needing 4 5s and 6s into hard cover. Now, technically, this far left unit's in light cover. "14 hits, slightly above average. Could have been a lot worse. We do lose 1 guy from a center formation, and these guys are forced back. Another involuntary withdrawal. They fall back another 3 inches. They're back in the trees. They're in cover. And yeah, these guys both have 6 shock. I have 1 guy still to get rid of, I think, on this formation we're at the grub. A bad thing for group obliged to withdraw. Oh, -1 more, down to 7. Another red flag. Red 2. Major Masters is going to make no attempt to get his boys under control. They're just going to reload and fire. Just keep hammering away. 23 shots hitting on 5s and 6s. 10 scattered over these 3 skirmish units. We're going to put the extra die 4 on Potter's units, since he's basically a combat ineffective anyway. So Potter's boys have got 4 shock and 4 guys. Jones's boys got 2 shock and 3 guys. And then Carmichael's over here with 4 shock and 4 guys. So, ugh. Edge, we need some stuff. Red flag, that's not what they wanted. Blue 7, that could be, is that Doug? That's Jones's boys. He's not, he can't screw around, he's gonna start firing. 3 shots, but they have 2 shocks, they'll go down to 1. They'll fire and reload with 2 shots. I'll be hitting 3 groups on 4, 5s, and 6s. They're all in light cover, so Masters is going to spread it to his 2 wing groups. That was pretty pathetic. The rounds never got through the pile of smoke. Oh no. Ooh. Confederate's going to use 4 on the Zouaves, firing into Major Kirk's flank again. Oh, they're going to fire and unload. Or fire and be unloaded. This range, it's anything but again. And now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot to double shock last time. Uh-oh. So I'm going to add a extra shock on each one of these. 15 hits, doubling shock with an extra shock that will be doubled as well on 2 groups. So it's 6 shock, that would have been double. They would have broken anyway, but I gave them extra because I forgot to double their crap. So that unit, that group is broken. This group's up to 16 shock with 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. So they are double, they're broken. And these guys don't even have a marker for 20. I didn't think that was ever going to happen. So, but they have 20 shock, and they sure as heck don't have 10 guys. So they are broken as well. This whole unit would move 2d6 plus 6 towards the back of the farm. So Major Kirk's unit completely blows apart. I gotta figure out all this bad things. It's like units broken, units retreating, formations broken. It's going to be a lot of bad things here in a minute. So we'll do 2 groups broken rolls and 1 roll for formation broken. Not bad rolling. They lose 3 points of force morale and slide down to 4 and lose 1 flag. Red 3, all right. Also going to shift to the right and try to get a flank shot and then reload and fire. Why can't they can't do that? They just have to reload. Ooh, thinking about it. We just got to shoot here. They'll pull the 1 shock and they'll reload and fire and be unloaded. They'll just hit 4 groups here. If you draw the straight line, there's no way the bullets are getting through all that crap to reach the guys behind them. 18 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. 10 hits spread over 4 groups. That far left group and the skirmishers will take 1 extra each. There's a trooper on the left group. All 3 of these groups take shock. They're all up to 4 now. And then we lose a skirmisher, and they've got 2 guys with 2 shock. So someone even breathes on that unit, they're going to break, or they're going to start a involuntary withdrawal. Tempest Fugit, and no cards to be seen, no flags, so that ends another exciting turn. Colonel Pierce finally arrived. He might need to shift left as Major Kirk's group completely fractures. I don't think Captain Allen's going to be able to hold off against that firepower, but maybe we'll get lucky. Skirmishers are starting to fall apart for the Union. The Zouaves are doing great. They're hammering away. Just getting close to cracking this unit. And the Confederacy is doing well. And they're also bringing up Captain Cassanier to threaten the Zouaves on the right. Woo! All right, blue flag. Red leader 4. Cassanier is going to run again and pull a shock. So both groups will have one shock when he gets done. Cassanier has his forces online, threatening the Zouaves that are over there. Oh, here we go, baby. Red flag. Blue flag. Oh, random event for Cassanier. Oh, it will be. All right. They got 3 blue flags and a random event for Cassanier. Sergeant, tell the men to sing. They're not in column, so doesn't apply. Uh-oh. Oh, he's in trouble. What's he going to do? Major Kurt's able to break off from one unit, and he pulls 6 shock, getting that unit had 16 down to 10. They are at 10 shock with 10 guys. These guys are all by them lonesome, still broken. And he's able to, maybe in a couple turns he'll be combat effective, but he's back with 10 shock. Red 6. Turpin's boys are 29 inches away from Allen's guys coming across the bridge in column. That's a tasty target. He's going to wail on them. 7 shots. 7 shots needing 3, 4, 5s, and 6s in the open. It's one of the first times Turpin boys haven't delivered a bunch of hits. They only get 3 hits. They score 1 shock on the rear group, so that shock will go. They'll go up to 2. That's pretty sad. They're gonna do their free move of 6 inches, and then they're gonna reload and fire and be unloaded again. They're at effective range at Allen's boys in the open in column. So, and they get +1 for light infantry too. So that's 18 shots hitting on 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Both hits split between the 2 groups. Allen's command is getting sliced and diced before it can even do anything again. Front group has 3 shock, rear group has 7 shock. They're starting to waver a little bit. Another red flag. Oh, another red flag. One more, we get another random event. And there it is, random event time. First Lieutenant Master's random event, firing event. Another pile of smoke. We got 2 of those big old things. We're doing a lot of shooting over here. Makes sense. Ooh, that's the First Lieutenant Morgan with his Zouaves for the Union. They'll take their free move and they will load and fire. They move up and hug the wall a little bit, clearing the road for their the colonel that's coming up behind them. And they're going to welcome Cassanier to the battle by spraying them down with some bullets. 18 shots, anything but. Oh, but so Cassania gets rocked. Technically, it should be 3 groups because that skirmish group's there too. Hang on. That'll be 6 each. Skirmishers are in hard cover, but Cassania's boys are hanging out. On a roll of 1, Cassania's hit. 2 of the skirmishers are killed, so they got 1 shock and 2 guys. That command's getting whittled. This right group gets hammered. They lose a guy and they gain 5 more shock. So they got 6 shock and 6 guys. And then the command section over here takes 2 dead and 1 shock. So, is that right? Hang on. Yeah, that's right. So they have 1 shock and 5 guys, or 6 guys with a commander. There's Commander Pierce. I think I screwed up when I record. He was next up, and then I was there talking to myself, but that's normal. Blue Leader 1, he's going to move across the bridge. He's going to change formations, hopefully when he crosses the bridge, and we'll be in business. They have moved across the bridge. They have presented, and they still got their first fire. So, chance comes up again, they will unload. Whoa, 4 flags. They're going to activate Colonel Hatfield. Colonel Hatfield's boys are going to load and fire. And they're going to fire at Greg Allen's boys coming across the bridge in column at effective range. 4, 5s, and 6s to hit. 27 shots. "12 shots split across 2 groups in the open. Captain Allen's hit on a 1. Front formation takes 2 casualties. It's up to 6 shock. Breaks the formation. Rear group takes more shock. They took 2 more shock. They're up to 9. And we got a bad thing for formation broken by fire. It's -1, so they lose another flag and go down to 3 on their force morale. Sorry, I keep talking to myself and not stopping the camera. Or maybe I'm recording when I'm walking over here. God knows. Sorry about that. So the Fugit came out, and the Confederates are out of flags, and the Union's got 2, so they gotta do 2 things. Captain Allen's gonna move backwards and rejoin his formation behind the bridge. And for the last Union flag, Carmichael's boys are going to fire 3 shots at the Citadel class of 1861. Hitting 4 groups, needing 4, 5s, and 6s. Yeah. Confederates will put them on the 2 flank units. They'll put 1 on a flanking unit, they'll put 1 on the skirmishers. In hindsight, maybe not the best idea to put on a skirmish unit. They go up to 3 shock with 2 guys, so they fell back an inch, which put them in contact with this unit, so they interpenetrated them, bleeding off that 1 shock. These guys took 1 shock from the shooting and took 1 extra one from the interpenetration of a unit falling back, and we got a bad thing for a unit falling back. I feel like I'm talking really fast. Oh my gosh, I'm going to roll some dice. No effect from that, and that's the end of the turn. Allen's boys have fallen back behind the bridge with lots and lots of shock. They've actually got some semblance of cover back there. It'll be difficult to see, so that's a good thing. Major Kirk's basically group, his formation is flown to pieces. He salvaged 1/2 of it, or 1/3 of it. The other guys are broken behind the farm. Skirmishers are holding on by their teeth. Colonel Alexander's finally onto the battlefield. He's in formation in line. He's presented right now and ready for his first fire. Zuaw's hammered away on Cassanier. These boys have just been going crazy. I don't know when they're going to run out of ammunition. Hatfield's boys have been blasting away, and so have these skirmishers and these Zouaves. So, yeah, hell of a good fight. His right side is looking, might be time to fire up, borrow the Brother Maynard's cart and get it over the bridge. They might be able to push their way through. But Union force morale is on the edge of glory. So we'll see what happens next turn. All right, blue flags to start it off. Ooh, little red 4 action. Cassagna is almost a combat ineffective. He just pulled 2 shocks, so that group's no longer has 6, they're down to 4. Ooh. So we got a blue flag to go. Colonel Pierce, this unit is presented. They're going to go ahead and unload straight ahead into that mess. A couple of units will get coverage from the pile of smoke, but I think that one, well, I think a lot of them are going to be in light cover no matter what. We'll be hitting 4 groups on 4, 5s, and 6s, long range, presented, first fire. Those boys will be pouring out 28 shots. They do 16 hits. All groups are in light cover, so you get, yeah, every group gets 4. That was a heck of a good barrage. That far group takes 2 shock. They go 2 over their limits, so they break the formation and fall back 2 inches. The center group loses a guy and takes a shock. They're up to 6 shock. This third group takes a shock and loses a guy too. They're at 5 with 5 guys, and then the first group down here at the end, they lose a guy and take 2 shocks. They're up to 4 shock themselves. Or, yeah, so they take a hammering. So we got a bad things for a formation broken. Five is a -2, so they go down to 7. Got ourselves a ball game now. Colonel Pierce's formation was presented, so they fire and reload. Red leader 7. I don't know what that is. I got a cheat sheet here. Hang on a second. Franco's formation's already been blown back, so he's going to pull a shock and go down to 2, and then they can not withdraw anymore. Red flag. Ooh, good one. Red leader 1. First thing Colonel Hatfield's going to do is send the Holy Man over to help Major Masters to pull a bunch of shock. Oh, big 6. This ain't tabletop CP, baby. Brother Maynard pulls 6 shock, so that group's down to 3. They're at 5, and they are at 3. That formation's looking a little better. Now Colonel Hatfield's going to pull some shock himself, and then I don't know what he's going to do. Pull 3 shock and then order his unit to reload and then move forward. So kind of moved up and wheeled a little bit, and they are loaded and ready for combat. Well, that was quick. These guys will stay uncontrolled and fire and reload. Or, sorry, reload and fire and be unloaded. They're going to not have a lot of shots because of the shock. Just 11 shots. These guys on the end don't get to fire because they've broken off and the officer's not functional. Great uncontrolled shooting. They got 7 hits out of that. So they're going to put 3 on Carmichael's group, 3 on Jones's group, and actually 2 on Carmichael's, 2 on Jones's, and then 3 upstairs on the Potter's group, which is in shambles. Well, great shooting by Masters boys. Potter's group, they lose a guy, they go above the threshold, they're forced out of the building. They have 3 guys with 4 shock, so they abandon the building, run out the back door. Jones's boys downstairs, they get another guy cut down, so they have like 2 guys with 2 shock. And then Potter's guys take 2 more shock, and they're over the limit. They fall back with 6 shock with 4 guys. They fall back 2 inches, almost behind the house. So we've got 2 units forced back, so 2 chances for 2 bad things. Bad thing. I should say things. Well, that could be good. Yep, both of those are no effect. Nice. Alright, next up. Oh, red flag. Here we go. Blue flag. Blue flag. I almost had a Freudian slip there. Whoops. And yeah, I don't want a random event. What happened last? I can't remember. We'll figure it out if it happens. I'll go back and watch the tape. Don't have to worry about it. The old red 6 action. It's Turpin's boys back in the woods. They are elevated so they can fire over the graduating class of 1861. They're going to fire in there with 7 shots against Carmichael's boys in hard cover. They get 4 hits on Carmichael's boys, saving in hard cover. They get a guy gets hit, chance it's Carmichael on a 1. They will fall back 3 inches away from Turpin's boys, and because of 3 guys with 6 shock, and they'll take a bad thing. No effect. Another red flag. Another blue flag. Ooh. Ooh, red leader 3. I'm determined to have fisticuffs. These guys are loaded. They're going to spend 2 dice to step out, and they're going to try to charge Cassagne's group. Oh yeah, first ever fisticuffs. I'm going to be back in a little bit after I do a whole lot of reading. Both units are loaded. Cassagne's boys have got some shock, and they're missing some guys, but should be a good fight. It's 12 against 14. It's close, baby. It's going to be a good fight. I can't wait. Yeah, baby. Similar to Infamy. Infamy, 5s are kill. 5s are shock. 6s are kills and a shock. So this should be fun. So Cassagne's boys get crushed. They 4 dead, 5 shock. They only inflict 2 shock. On a 1, 2, 3, or 4, Cassagne's hit. Let's see what happens to him. He's wounded and becomes a level 1 leader. And these guys are like, what? So they lose 8. They lose by force. They fall back 18 inches. They get all their shock, and they get an extra 6 shot split, which breaks the formation and forces the group on the left back 2 more inches, and these guys back 1 more inch. So then you've got leader wounded, you've got formation broken, and you've got crushed in fisticuffs. So that'll be enough bad things for that. So we'll start off with formation broken by fisticuffs. Well, that's good. So they go down 2 to 5. 2 group obliged to withdraw ones. That's no effect, so that's good. And then the last one is a status 2 leader wounded. And that's a -1. So they drop down to 4 and lose a flag. You can't even see Cassagne's command. They're invading Poland or something. They're way out there. Making a move on the Ukrainian southern front. Oh no! Big Daddy's got to get some payback. They're going to present and fire into that, and they'll get he'll hit Jones's group in the first floor. They'll catch what's left of Kirk's unit there on the ground. They'll hit Carmichael. So those three groups will get it. Present, fire, be unloaded. 26 shots at effective range. 12 hits. Jones's groups are in heavy cover. Carmichael's group's in heavy cover, and then light cover for what's left of Kirk's command. Kurt's unit loses a guy and gains 2 shock. They are forced back 3 inches. Carmichael's guys lose a guy and they break. They have a shock. Sorry, they have 7 shock and 3 guys, so they break and they're going to move 2d6 plus 6 away from the class of 1861. Doug is forced back onto the bridge. He has 4 excess shock, so he gets 4 shock to that far left group of Colonel Alexander of his unit. And then last up is Jones's command. If I remember reading correctly, leaders can't carry shock, so that last shot kills off the last guy in Jones's unit, so that'll be a group wiped out, and Jones retreats backwards, just getting the heck out of Dodge. So for bad things, we have a group obliged to withdraw, we have a group breaks, we have a group wiped out. I'm going to stack them like that on the way down the page. Ooh, a lot of 1s, that's helpful. Union will lose 2 and be down to 1 force morale. 2 more flags gone. Alright, next up. The red flag. Red 4. Oh, that's Cassagna in his massive retreat. He pulls a shock. They're 5 with 5 guys, so they no longer have to break or run away. And yeah, there they are. So probably gonna get lit up if these guys get to go, and that'll be bye-bye more force morale. Uh-oh. Old Red Leader 2. He's gonna try to get his boys under control, and he has a drummer. So yeah, they're under control. He uses all their flags plus his 3 commands to pull his formation back together again and pull 6 shock. So he's down to 1 on the far group, then 2 on these 2 groups here. Almost combat effective. Still hiding behind the pile of smoke, but they do have directly to their side, they've got these guys. Oh, there's no flag, so that's the end of that turn. Blue flag. Oh, that was quick. Gonna have First Lieutenant Morgan wheel with 2 dice. They have exposed themselves to what's left of Cassagna's command, but they're miles away and kind of combat ineffective. But he's got a shot going down the line. Woo! There's a skirmish group in the way. They kind of count as a scream. There's only 2 guys. Red flag. Uh-oh, here we go. 2 red flags. That's a skirmish group. Potter can't do anything, so he doesn't have any flags to work with, so he's forced to, he's going to detach himself from the unit. That way they won't be withdrawal. That way they didn't have to think a bad thing. I think that's fair, moving away from a unit, even though he has no commands. Another skirmisher. That's Ethan Jones all by himself. He's just chilling. I guess he'll reload by himself. Red Leader 4. Oh, it's Cassagna. He's going to use the 2 flanks to pull them down to 3 shock, and they're going to fire and be unloaded. They'll also be out of control. Would be 6 shocks, but they'll lose 1 shot because of the 3 shock they have. So 5 shots, effective range, needing 5s and 6s into the flank, doubling shock. They only scored 2 hits on the Zouaves. That front group takes 2 shock. It's a doubled. So not a bad risk, you know. Had to expose their flank to somebody to try to get this shot off and crush these guys. Another red flag. Another red flag. Red leader 3. They're going to move forward and we'll spend 2 flags to step out. They move forward around the pile of smoke and pretty much lined up a gnarly shot on poor Allen's boys that haven't gone in a couple of months, but they're going to get wailed on. They're going to fire and unload with their reload and fire and be unloaded with their last command. 18 shots hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s in the open. They hit the odds. They're going to put the extra dice on the rear group that has tons of shock. Rear group takes 2 shock and a dead. Front group takes 2 shock and 2 dead. Captain Allen will be hit on a 1. Front group will go to 8 with 7 guys. They'll be obliged to withdraw 1 inch. Rear group goes up to 11 shock with 5 guys. They'll be broken and they'll be forced to retreat 2d6 plus 6, breaking the formation. I forgot to subtract away the or give them an extra 1 to hit because of the in column, so that's on me. You get an extra -1 for the Confederates to hit. But those guys break and actually leave the table, so I think this could be enough bad things. It might be an automatic loss. They've only got a force morale of 1. Yeah, so group wiped out, basically is automatic -1, so they will concede and they will flee farther into Union territory. So poor Captain Allen couldn't get another shot off again. He's not getting. They're not getting a lot of help from their CO, so I can't blame him. So far, I've unintentionally hit him twice. Major Kirk and Captain Allen have taken the brunt of these 2 first Confederate attacks, and they have wilted under heavy firepower of the 2 best Confederate units between these boys from the Citadel and then, of course, the Confederate Zouaves. They just hammered them into the ground. Good fight. The Bourbon will get off this bridge while the Union withdraws off over that bridge and off to whatever direction, probably to the north. These guys will get off here and take this road back to Dixie with the Bourbon. So, yeah, great game. I'll get this out. And I enjoyed the heck out of it. I'm glad I got to do fisticuffs. I was expecting it to be more difficult, but it was, thankfully, for the 2 Fat Lardies system. It was very similar to Infamy. So, no, not a problem, but I was glad I got to do it. I think the only thing next I really need to do is a Rebel Yell, which looks phenomenal. Very similar to the pas de charge rules if you're playing in the Napoleonic times. But it was fun, and yeah, I love the system. I'm going to keep this map the same. I'm going to change the buildings to more medieval look, and we're going to restage for later this week for an Infamy game, because I haven't played one in a little while. We're We're going to continue that campaign, the chart campaign. I'll have to go back and look. I know the last 2 games I played in the campaign were actually Lion Rampant, which was a phenomenal system as well. All these systems are fantastic. Whoever makes these things, you guys are phenomenal if you're watching this. I doubt you are. But thanks for thanks for everything you guys do. The community is amazing. I can't believe how lucky I am to have found this hobby. I wanted to do it for so many years, and I'm just having a blast. Hopefully James watched this. He's comfortable enough now doing this, and I can have him over here for a game. And especially now that the pandemic is eased and there's nothing going on, it's kind of slowed down a little bit of work, so I can maybe sneak out for a day and have a game during the week with him. We can have some fun. All right. You guys are awesome, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for everything you do. Bye.